On this week's episode of The Fizz, we talk about where we have been for the last 2.5 months. We explain how we got in this office space and where we're planning to go with the Fizz and Champaign Athletics in the future. It's a very exciting episode. I got Ice Cold Brew Lou with me, Channy Football. We're all back. We're all excited for the sports season. We do our best to recap what has happened in Detroit sports over the last 2.5 months. It gets a little rocky, but we do our best, and we're shaking off the rust from the break. After that, we get into snack time and close with everyone's favorite over-under. But before we get into all that, I want to tell you about Vosa, which is a Michigan-based RTD, ready-to-drink vodka beverage that has hit shelves in a big way this summer. You may have seen it at your stores. It is a non-carbonated beverage, and they have two types of it. They have a vodka water, which is exactly what it sounds like, and then they have a Highline, which has some natural sugar flavoring to it, a little bit sweeter, but the best part about that one, it's higher ABV. All of them are delicious. They have a lot of fruity flavors: cherry, lemon, peach, pineapple, raspberry, lime. I've been drinking these things. They're made in Michigan. You should check them out. Try them out next time before summer's over. Vosa. Enjoy the finer things. But actually, before we get into the Fizz, I need to warn you guys, I can't use the Lil Wayne intro song anymore for copyright issues. So we're going to use some royalty-free music until we figure it out. So I apologize, and here we go. I don't even know what's about to play. Hello and welcome to episode 113 of The Fizz. Boys, we're back. We're back in a big way.
Very back.
Yes, it feels great.
Feels good to be here at Champaign HQ. Can you believe you're saying that?
No, I can't. And I can't believe all these lights on us right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm not sure where to look.
No, I'm not either. And I'm fucking blinded every time I look up.
Anyone get a journalism degree? Even take a journalism class?
I actually have one.
Okay. Lead us then today, because I don't know what to do.
Yeah, don't worry. Nothing's changed there. Well, boys, I'm happy to be here. If this is your first time joining us, if this is your 113th time joining us, I am here with the main men, Ice Cold Brew Lou here to my right, Channy Football here to my left, and we are so excited to be back after a 2.5 month break. For some of you, I feel like this is like the first time you're seeing us. Well, maybe not me if you follow the Instagram, but like these two, I know I heard a lot of people when we were recording this thing say like, I can't tell the difference between their voice, which blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
So here's their faces.
Mine's way deeper.
And they look very different.
We're alive. We're wild, baby. Take a look. Soak it in. Mustache. We're all here. Human.
I'm the warden. This is what I look like.
Yeah. Well, boys, I'm happy to be back. The last time we recorded was June 15th. Actually kind of surprised me when I went back and looked at it. I kind of thought we were off for a month and a half. We were off for 2.5 months, took ourselves a nice little summer vacation. Last time we spoke, what were we talking about? The NBA and NHL finals had just ended.
Yep.
And we were going into the U.S. Open, I believe.
Yes, we were heading into the U.S. Open. Torque was batting 143 at that point in time.
Yeah.
I think we were giving up on him. And
Miggy had not hit a home run yet.
Yeah. I think he had maybe
one
at that point in time, and he's hit two more
cents. Yeah, but he's hot.
Doubled it. Let's go.
Doubled it up.
One for every month we were off.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like it was like a fucking decade ago, our last one. I know you said you felt like it was maybe not as long. I felt like it was fucking 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's good to be back. It definitely feels weird with the fucking lights, camera, action in the face. But
I know.
Love to be here.
Yeah.
Excited about it. Headquarters. We're not bopping around to Chandler's basement, the mosquito den,
garage.
Your garage.
Yeah.
Real team headquarters.
We're set in stone now.
Yeah, so just to fill everyone in, the last 2.5 months, we have not been sitting on our thumbs. The goal was to take a little hiatus and try to build this thing up, get office space, get a videographer. Shout out Mike, who's producing the show right now.
Shout out Mike.
So I don't have to do this shit anymore. Mike's helping us out. with the videography. I got a graphic designer. I got people around me trying to build this thing up into something big. So the first step was getting this office space and to take a little more off my plate so we could create more content for you guys. We wanted to make the Fizz bigger, faster, stronger. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have video content for you guys every week. Every full episode is going to be on YouTube in video. You'll still have access to the audio piece of it, which is, you know, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to it there. We're going to chop up little clips for you guys. So if you're not into all the sports stuff, if you're not into all the food stuff, the culture stuff, you can kind of pick what you want to view. So we'll have all that chopped up for you guys in shareable pieces. And then probably the coolest news is we're going to be doing this twice a week now. So you can expect us in your headphones, radios, cars, early Monday morning after the Lions play on Sunday, or whatever the next day is after the Lions, because we got a few primetime games this year. And then you'll always catch us usually on Thursdays. Those Sunday night shows we're going to record for Monday morning, a lot of NFL, a lot of football, a lot of weekend sports recap. And then for the Wednesday, Thursday shows, you'll be getting a lot more pop culture, other sports, Red Wings, hot topics of the week. But the biggest piece we want to incorporate this time around is to have you, the viewer, the listener, involved a lot more. So I want you guys emailing info@champagneathletics.com. We're going to have a mailbag each week. We're going to have a snake draft each week. And we want your help and feedback with what we should do for those topics. And then you guys got to tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want more of, what you want less of, and how we can make this thing better, because we're trying to build a top media product here out of Detroit, and we can't do it without you guys. So that was my whole spiel of how we got here, and now we're just kind of off and running.
Well, it's like riding a bike, you know. You get on after a little while, like first couple sentences I was stuttering a little bit, didn't know what to say, and now it's like we're off, man.
I almost started the whole
Feel
thing
like I'm at home again.
Yeah.
Just a couple buddies hanging out.
I know. I don't know why I was like nervous. Nothing's different. These lights are just fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
These lights are just hot.
When do we get to makeup? Like episode 150 is when we'll have to start putting makeup on.
I was literally
stuff,
just thinking that too, because like these are like HD cams, and we are not good looking guys.
I didn't even
Put a
clean
fan over here, grow the hair out.
Yeah, I didn't even
breeze.
clean shave today. I went with the number 2 on the face, you know.
Jeez,
So
yeah, you call that
that's
stubble? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? That's nothing. That's nothing. But yeah, got a great show for you guys today. Let's I don't know, why don't we talk about summer? What did you guys do in the last 2.5 months? I know we've hung out a little bit, but Lou, what have you been up to the last 2.5 months? What happened to you this summer?
Dude, honestly, I've had a pretty busy summer. This was probably the least amount of vacations I've taken in a summer, which was kind of disappointing, but I had a lot of good stuff going on. I know I plugged the mosquito business a bunch when we were still recording, but that like fully took off this summer, kind of dwindling down here coming up on September, but that's been a fucking ride. Did a lot of golfing this summer. Actually, just got some new irons the other week.
Nice.
From TaylorMade. Our buddy in our golf league leaked a code.
Yeah.
NFLPA 40 August. The code no longer works. Sorry to tell you guys. But we all got 40% off the whole TaylorMade website. So we just went nuts buying shit on there. So I loaded up. I got a nice little kayaking camping trip coming up here this weekend for Labor Day.
Nice.
So excited
Where's
about
that
that. We're going to the Osable River
Yeah.
outside of Oscoda.
Me and my dad used to tube down that bad boy growing up. It was
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I haven't got to bring up weather in quite some time, which was,
tough.
that's my thing. So I'd like to do it if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
We got a nice weekend ahead of us
Okay.
here. A real nice fucking weekend coming up, boys.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the mid-80s. Saturday's looking like it could touch 90. Sunday is going to be a blister. Monday, Tuesday next week, we're in the 90s, boys. I don't know if summer's over yet, but we're going to take it as it comes.
Yeah, I love it. This morning was a little chilly. Today felt like, we're turning.
good old fall. I needed
did.
like a cider and donut with
Seriously.
today.
Yes.
Well, for me, a water and a donut,
Yeah.
but you know,
Why not a cider?
Yeah, I didn't even.
I'm not a big cider guy.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
really drink cider.
Were you supposed to know that?
Yeah.
We remember we did over underrated. That was like
probably.
before we had the cameras and stuff.
Okay,
so
yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
way a
It was
long
in the
time
dark.
ago.
We were
Yeah, like
recording in the
we don't
dark.
remember that time,
Not a
but
cider guy. We got
yeah,
it.
Okay,
yeah.
not a cider guy. I'm gonna write that
Yeah,
down.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, good. I was much like Lou this summer. Typical summer in Michigan. A lot of golfing. Went up north. Did your traditional Michigan things. Didn't really go out of town too much this summer. Obviously, in my line of work, being in real estate, busiest time of year, so worked a lot here these last 2 months or so. But actually going to Denver tomorrow morning. Got some investments out there, so I am going to meet up with a group of investors out there. Shout out Value Add Mike Taravella, big listener of ours, supporter of ours.
Yes, longtime supporter.
Yes, longtime supporter of ours. So, Mike, thank you for all the support. But meeting him out there, he got me plugged into some apartments in downtown Denver, so I'm checking those out. But the big news that I didn't want to tell you guys before the show is I'm going to my second concert ever while I'm out in Denver.
No way.
Yeah, so that was a bit
at Red Rocks?
Yes.
No way.
So it just keeps getting better, but so I was looking, and my wife Madeline's like, "Hey, I want to go to Red Rocks, even if we just run the steps or hike or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to go to Red Rocks." So I'm like, "Let me see what's out there." So this is about a month ago, and I'm looking, and I did the end of July and the start of August dates instead of the end of August, start of September dates when I was looking. So I'm looking, and it's like acts I don't know, or like kind of niche bands, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to go to Red Rocks. Well, come to find out, I'm looking in the wrong month. So I look all August. I barely know anybody. Saturday, August 2nd, Red Rocks, Chainsmokers.
Okay.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh my God, Madeline, Chainsmokers is going to be in town while we're there. Hopped on the tickets. I guess it's all general admission there besides one little section in the front. So first, it's like the hill at Pine Knob.
Yeah.
Is like basically 3/4.
They're similar venues.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Similar views, similar
If
everything.
you're going to go to Red Rocks, you got to
Yeah.
get the full experience,
Yes.
not just hitting the steps. You know what else that means? You got to take mushrooms.
Sure. So we're doing that, and I'm excited to go to my second concert ever, seeing the Chainsmokers at Red Rocks this Saturday.
Yeah, wait, but you said did you mean September 2nd?
Yeah,
Yes.
you did.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought this was going to be a story that you got excited and fucked up the dates.
No.
Yeah. Because it
No.
reminded me of the time, one of my first dates with my now wife, we went to the movies, and I booked it, and I was like, don't worry, we're back row. It's going to be awesome. We were front row. She hated me. We were doing one of those. I thought you just fucked up dates again. But no, that'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Second concert ever, Red Rocks. I've never been. Have you been to Red Rocks?
I haven't. No, it's definitely on the to-do for sure.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'll report back next week.
Yeah. And the first one, remind us, wasn't it like Metallica with your dad?
Kiss with my dad.
Okay,
Very
that's pretty
similar.
close.
Yeah,
Where was
yeah.
it?
Pine Knob.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so wild to me that you just don't do concerts.
It's not a concert guy.
I mean, you got two pretty good ones on the resume, though.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Well, speaking of trips over the summer, to repeat you, I went and visited Boston.
Let's go.
A month ago.
What'd you
Or
think?
Maybe not even a month ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Something like that. Boston rocks. Boston's very, very cool place. One of the coolest, one of the nicest coincidences we had is we booked the trip. We're going for 5-6 days, week, whatever. I'm like, you know what? I've never been to Fenway. I've been around Fenway, but never been in Fenway. I was like, let's check it out. Let's see who they're playing. Oh, perfect. Noon game on Sunday. This is absolutely perfect. Tigers. Got the Detroit Tigers. Was pretty damn cool. Sat right by the right field foul pole, probably 4 rows back. I think the coolest thing about Fenway for me was, number one, it feels like this kind of old cathedral. It feels like it's just it has this aura about it. It's so unchanged. It's so old. I really love that. And then the layout feels so accessible to the field. The walls are so low. Obviously they have the Green Monster. I understand that, but
Right.
you can get so close, and the way it's just laid out, I just loved a lot of the sight lines and the openness, and it felt just kind of like this small, in the neighborhood park.
Yep.
And after being in there, I seriously was just and maybe this is just grumpy old man growing up in a different, I just miss that, going to a game isn't this I miss it not being this dirty, shove 'em around experience. It's such a clean, wide concourse, like expensive. It's like this upscale event now.
Scan your phone to get the food.
Yeah, like
check the line waiting thing. See when my hot dog comes up. Go up there.
It was also, I'm not kidding, the hottest sporting event I probably have ever been to.
Ball sweat to the
I'm
max.
not kidding. Like 95 to 100 degrees. Like people were moving into the shade. You could see like people moving to get to the shadows. And I was just getting grilled. I was wearing this shirt, nice long sleeves, dipshit. And it was like an absolute dish rag by the time we were done with it. The kid next to me, like child, was like dumping lemonade on his head, like during it. I mean, it was just awesome, but it was like gritty. It was sweaty. It was like gnarly. And like, it just reminded me of like the Joe or Tiger Stadium, or even like the Silverdome was like trash, but like it was like, yeah, going to the game was like never used to be this like clean upscale experience. It used to be just like dirty, gritty, shitty. I'm there for the game and like a tube steak and call it a day. So needless to say, Fenway rocked. The Tigers fucking were so frustrating to watch. I don't know if you remember the third game of that series, but Riley Green got thrown out at third. They had 2 errors. Like I took Torkelson anytime home run, and he had hit, by the time his run was done, he had hit like, what was it, 7 and 8 days or 6 and 7 days? You can imagine the one day he missed. That was the day your boy took him. Riley Green also just missed, but Eduardo Rodriguez did go over the 6.5 strikeouts like early, so that was kind of nice. I did hit that bet.
Okay.
But Boston overall, I love how old it is, the history. My wife loves all that spooky shit, so we went to Salem and stuff like that. Saw a lot of the witch tours. Cool place, really cool place. I will say, their hospitality though, like as far as restaurants and shit, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Like, here's your fucking food. Let's go. Let's turn this table over. Get the fuck out of here.
Buddy, your time limit's coming up.
Yes, exactly. So Boston was a fucking hit this summer.
How were the bathrooms at Fenway?
Troughs?
Yeah, no, they weren't troughs, which is a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I was even a little bummed that they had the wall in between the urinals. Like, I'm not looking, but like, I like to, I want to like,
want to see how you
size up. I want to talk to the guy next to me a little bit. So, but they were fine. They were dirty, gritty. I don't know. I thought it was like a really cool place. Like, I'd really love to see a game on the top of the Monster to see what that looks like.
Did you get to like walk up there, or did you have to have seats?
Like it gets cut off.
Okay. Yeah.
So we did, and I didn't do like a full tour or anything like that. Like, I didn't go crazy with it. But I tried to move around as much as I could. But to be honest, I didn't really want to leave my seat. I was like really enjoying watching.
You
the
wanted
game.
to sweat your dick off.
Yeah. And I told you guys for opening day that like I missed the whole fucking game because of the pitch clock.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to get caught up in that again.
Right.
But yeah, it was good. So I mean, dude, basically went on that trip, and then my last month or so, last few weeks has just been like trying to get this place set up, which has been a lot of fun.
Well, hey, you did a fucking great job, dude.
I wasn't even thinking that, but thank you. Yeah.
This place is awesome.
It'll be good, and I'm excited for all you guys like watching on the internet and stuff. Like, you'll feel like you know this place pretty well, because right here we're in the recording area, which is like upstairs. Then downstairs we got the loungers. We'll have the TVs. We'll be watching all the Lions, Red Zone, Red Wings games on there. It'll be good. We got a bar down there. You'll see me on that thing quite a bit.
Yeah,
it'll be cool.
I hope they like our faces. I hope we don't have faces for radio, because they're going to be seeing a lot more of it this year.
I can't imagine they are going to like. I can't imagine they're like flipping this on like, oh hell yeah, what a value add.
I'm done with this show. Fuck it.
I mean, just go to listen to it.
They look like that.
I mean, it's like listen to it. But yeah, anything else? Any notables else from the last 2.5 months we had off before we just get into the general recap of our sports in summer?
I mean, I think it was just good. I think we can all say, like, we refreshed and, like, we're coming back, just so everyone knows, with ideas, like, a little more format. And, like, again, like Frank said, like, we want to hear from you guys. Feedback's a gift. And, like, what you want to hear, we want to put out for you.
Yeah. And like we said, it's like a we thing. So, the shares, the likes, the comments, any of that shit, it helps us. And I know sometimes, we get in like our convos and we start talking and we have like our own language and we know stuff. And I've heard feedback sometimes that it's like, yeah, I didn't really know where you guys were in the middle of that one. Yeah, right. So we're just trying to get better, like I said. Last note on myself. is I will say, golf-wise, I've also been playing a lot of golf. Something has clicked in the last couple weeks here as summer's closing up. Something's clicked. Handicap's down 3 strokes. Oof. We're lower in the numbers. 45 last week at league, which is career low. In the championship tomorrow. Well, you guys will be listening to this today, so I'll be in the championship while you guys are listening to this. Hoping to keep it sub 50. Shot 100 at the Orchards last weekend, which might not sound great to you, but that's usually a 110, 115 course for me.
Let's not skim over this 100 at the Orchards because it was the first time we actually all played together around. And we had a little get-together with some Michigan State guys.
Little get-together with 12 guys.
Yeah, 12 guys we went to high school with or whatnot. And what did we have? 11 skins, and Frank took down 4 skins.
I took 4 skins, yeah. It was.
Yeah, I'm a 23 handicap.
It was my welcome to the world golf moment. You know, and the guy I was playing against, though, didn't have like, I use my official index. I log every round. I go hole by hole. You know, I'm trying to keep her official. And the guy I'm playing didn't have an official one, and he said, "Just give me, you know, an 18." And I had a 27. I'm like, that doesn't seem right at all. You know,
sure.
And then he was crying about it on the course. You know, I hope you're listening.
Yeah. Hey,
hope you're listening.
lesson learned.
Yeah, hope you're listening. Cool. Well, unless there's anything else, I think I kind of want to, you know, jump into the things that have happened at a high level over summer. We'll do that. We'll have a little snack, do an over/under. We'll call it, and then we'll see you guys next week.
Let's rock, baby.
All right, cool. What do you want to start with? Do you want to go Tigers, Lions?
I say we do Tigers, right? Yeah. Let's recap what's going on with our current team here.
Cool. You want to lead off, Channy?
Yeah, I mean, I think the overall, I guess the theme of the Tigers this year has been inconsistency, right?
Yeah.
We kind of hung on till about the All-Star break within 4 or 5 games. Everyone was like, I think when we were last doing the podcast, it was, are we going to trade anybody? Are we going to hang on to anybody? Then we kind of traded everybody, and then it didn't go through, and we never touched on that. But
I also just want to say, like, just like you saying, like, we hung on till the All-Star break. It wasn't like we were 6 games over 500 catching a team that was 11 games over. I mean, we're in an absolute pathetically trash division, and I think we were 11 under 500.
Product of our environment.
Yeah, I get it, but it's just, you know, hanging on and these work. Like, we would be, you know, the last place team would be in first in our division of the AL East.
Right.
Right.
So that happens. We then kind of trade people, then we don't. But I think what we can really take away from this summer is whether we are going to be good, whether we're not going to be good, we don't know. We're going to have to wait till next year and the couple years beyond. But what I think we do know is we have a foundation. And we don't know if that's going to be a foundation that's going to lead us anywhere, but we know Riley Green is an MLB player, an everyday player, a top-of-the-order guy, probably an all-star, more than he's not an all-star in his career. We have a middle-of-the-order guy with power, Torkelson. You touched on it. He's been scorching this summer, absolutely scorching. He's probably going to hit close to 30 home runs this year, which I don't think anyone thought that through May this year.
I thought he was a bust.
So Torkelson, Green, Kerry Carpenter comes out of nowhere and has been basically kind of our average guy with big clutch power hits. And now just recently Parker Meadows. One of the best moments of the year, hits that walk-off against the Astros after being no-hit into the 8th inning. We end up squeaking one out. But with a young team comes inconsistencies. We have that little run, get to about 10 games under 500. We lost our last 4. You know, so that's what's going to happen with the young team. We have all of our young arms back next year. Casey Mize, Tarek Skubal, Matt Manning, a full year of him. We obviously could have Erod back, but we have that young core now. Now it's what are we going to do? Because there's no more Cabrera next year. Yeah. There might not be Erod on the books next year. Yeah. And I can only pray there's no Javi Baez next year.
Hey, and Al Avila not looking as bad anymore. I know. Right?
Yeah.
These are his guys.
I know.
But is he?
I mean, I'm not defending him, but I'm saying
he had the number 1 overall pick. Torque was like a given the year he was. Riley Green, you can give to Al.
What about Parker?
Parker, I guess you can. You know what I mean?
Was that his pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Parker Meadows was his pick, but I think the problem with Al, which is what we're seeing with this new regime, is development. It's not that they weren't bad players, it was that we couldn't develop it. Remember, what was JV's comment earlier in the year? Like, I didn't even know we had an analytics department in Detroit or something along the lines of that. Like, that's what's going on this year is that actually bleeds through all the way to A-ball and how you really structure an organization. It is run by analytics now, whereas before we didn't use analytics. Thus, in today's game, I don't think you can develop a player properly without that. So I think, yes, hey, some of these guys are his guys, but the development in the system and processes that Scott Harris, his team, AJ Hinch, his staff is putting into place is getting these guys to where they need to be, as opposed to the players being bad or the picks being bad. It's really in baseball, 3 years before you really hit the big leagues? We're not going to see our number one overall pick or our first-round pick till 2025, 2026 from this year.
Yeah, and I think it's just the one thing, though, it's just been so fucking long. Like, so even you saying we have our core, like, I swear we have that recording somewhere from last year, too, of you saying that. And, like, I just feel like that's the third time I've heard you say it. And it's for me with the Tigers, I'm just not going to believe it till I see it. Like, I can get excited about some of these young guys, but there's still, like, some things that I'm very concerned about. I'm sure you are, too. I'm not saying you're absolving them of everything, but, like, the Scott Harris at the deadline thing with Eduardo Rodriguez was, like, pretty egregious. I mean, I thought that was, like, very
unforgivable.
Yeah, right? It's really bad. Like, if you're going to get to the brink and take it to the last 5 minutes before the trade deadline with a team on the no trade clause, you have to know what Eduardo's going to do. Because if you guys remember, Al Avila did this with Verlander. He had a no trade clause when we shipped him to Houston, but they worked it out, and it was a deadline, like literally down to the minute deal where they got Verlander out the door, and he waived it. Verlander did the video, did all that shit. Like, now I don't know what went on beyond the scenes, but either way, that was just like a fucking terrible look for our like rookie GM.
Right.
I just thought that was so terrible.
Big black eye.
Yeah. He was a must move.
And then and then it didn't look great that we trade Lorenzen, which is our only all-star. Not that like I give a shit about that, but we trade him away and then he like throws a no-hitter within the week. That was like the most unbelievable thing ever. So
hey, good for Lorenzen.
Yeah, no, honestly. I'm trying to see if I got anything else on the Tigers here. The Verlander Miggy thing the other day was kind of cool. Them nodding at each other. Verlander gets his 100th win at Comerica, which is just, it's always Twilight Zone to read that shit because you see him in a different jersey and it's like you think you'd read those like, you know, as he should still be a fucking Tiger.
Yeah.
And then Miggy's got his third dinger. He's hitting $10 million a dinger.
Yep.
Making $10 million.
Well worth
money
it.
well spent.
Well worth it. I think a one you put on here too that we should touch on, Jim Price.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
Longtime color commentator for the radio broadcast. Him and Dan Dickerson, way better than the television broadcast these last 5-6 years since Mario and Rod. Although I do like Simo on the.
Simo's not bad. I mean, Shep is just. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It's kind of tough to listen to, but
either.
R.I.P. to Jim Price. He was that voice. You know, I remember listening to him when the Tigers were like shitty, like Travis Fryman, Bobby Higginson, Jeremy Bonderman Tigers, and then all the way through the good years, and then these past couple years, like. It's just kind of weird, like, you associate Tigers baseball with Dan Dickerson and Jim Price, and, like, it's just different now without Jim Price. So
who's been filling in?
I think it's been Andy Dirks, hasn't it?
Oh, Dirks has been there.
I think it's been Andy Dirks has been.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dirkster.
Yeah.
But, yeah, R.I.P. Jim Price was a backup catcher on the 84 team.
Yep.
You know, life well lived.
Absolutely.
Tiger
R.I.P.
through and through.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's what we got in the Tigers. Not their year this year. You want to do Lions?
Let's do some Lions,
Lions, baby. That's the exciting stuff.
Actually, I'm going to cut that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that next because that's going to be the biggest one.
Yeah.
Because we're closest to it. Let's do Wings real quick.
Okay.
Wings, because we stopped recording and the Wings did a bunch of shit.
Yep.
So the Wings did a whole ass draft. They drafted Nate Danielson, Axel Sandin Palinka. One guy, most boring pick there ever could be, but I think he's a very solid two-way center. The other guy, very exciting offensive defenseman.
Yep.
Axel's the type of guy that could just be like just an absolute fan favorite. He's got a sick name. He's an offensive defenseman. Seems like he's got a personality. And then Nate Danielson is like the name Nate Danielson. I mean, he is just a very stoic, straightforward guy. But I have a feeling this is like such an Yzerman guy. I think this Nate Danielson guy is going to end up being a killer. I really do.
Okay.
He's really not exciting. Like everyone called this pick like not exciting. Third line center, maybe a second line center in the future. I think we're overlooking this guy. And just like his interviews are just so like, I am excited to be a Detroit Red Wing, excited to get to work. He's one of those guys.
Straightforward.
Biggest news of the offseason, without a doubt, Wings get DeBrincat. He comes home. An absolute must signing, in my opinion, for the Yzerman regime. This signing puts us in the playoff picture. You have a lot of young guys who are out of their sophomore season. They need to take that step up to being all-star type guys. Lucas Raymond has put on like 7-8 pounds. They're saying he looks bigger. Moritz Seider is the fucking man. Marco Kasper is going to be fighting to make this roster. And now you have DeBrincat, who's a bona fide first liner for the Wings.
That was a softball toss. Like, if we missed that and he went to the Islanders, like, that would have been a travesty.
Yeah, but I mean, Yzerman wasn't letting it go.
No.
He wasn't letting
and
it
he
go.
wanted to come here.
He absolutely wanted to come here. And I think Stevie just said, you can give him to me now for something, or I'll wait a year because I'm rebuilding, and I'll just get him next year, and you can have him for nothing.
He's local, but was he a Michigan guy, or did he go straight to the pros?
He went to Michigan.
He did go to Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay. In Farmington Hills, I believe he grew up in, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
He grew up Farmington Hills, and then he got drafted by Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ripped it with Chicago, and then
They
traded a boatload for. Ottawa traded a boatload to Chicago for him.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he kind of had a disappointing season.
Well, that's probably what happens when you go to Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you trade away Matty Tkachuk
And
down.
He is from Michigan. He did not play for Michigan. That's not what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Even better, like him more now.
No, yeah, my bad. But yeah, so I mean, they're pumped to have him. He's boys with Larkin. My prediction, the Wings are going to be a 7th seed this year. I'll be yelling about that all season, but this is going to be a big year for them. A lot of the Wings signings, people are calling a lot of them like boring players. I think Stevie solidified this lineup to make them actually compete night in and night out. And we're going to be looking at 7 seed, but we'll do a lot more of that this season.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the hot seat, Mr. Yzerplan.
Yeah.
So you've been patient with it, as I think most people in Detroit have, as I think it's warranted because they were in such a bad position when he took over, right? Red Wings don't make the playoffs this year. Is Yzerman seat getting hot? Is he on the hot seat? Or are you still saying this is part of the Yzer plan?
You kind of want to see how exactly what the miss of the playoff looks like, but I get what you're saying. I'd say the seat gets hot.
Okay.
For most people, like in my like heart of hearts, it's still not.
Like he could go 12 straight years without making the playoffs, and you'd be
Frank
like,
wouldn't
"Well, he's
fire
not on the. He's my childhood hero."
I would never fire him. I would never fire him. So I guess technically his seat's never hot with me.
Lose every game this year.
But next year, if they're truly like by the trade deadline, not still in it, like for that 7th, 8th spot, like I think they're going to be the 7th seed. That is my absolute prediction. So I would say seat is getting hot if they're not there this year, but I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. And just the amount of young guys he has in the system, you can kind of see that everyone on the roster still is probably not part of the championship plan.
Okay.
But need a couple of these, young guys to really, if Raymond can take a step up this year, even Seider, he was Rookie of the Year 2 years ago, but if he can step up to being like an elite top 5 league defenseman, that's
like an all-star.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and our
he didn't have a bad year last year, but he did have like a much quieter year than everyone suspected.
For sure.
After winning Rookie.
But I mean, like Edvinsson, that monster defenseman, he just had shoulder surgery, so he's not even going to be in the opening lineup. Our top 15 goalie pick, same year we got Seider, is not cracked the lineup yet either. So I still say, like, there's some time to go before this is a team that's making like the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think it gets a little hotter if we're not fighting for that 7th or 8th seed this year.
Are we going to still bring up like Casper came up like for one game last year? Like, do Red Wings people expect him to play this year?
He's fighting for a roster spot this
gotcha.
year. He may not make it.
He's young, right?
19.
Yeah.
Very.
Okay.
19, 20. So he might not make it, but he's fighting this year, which is fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mike Vernon gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Bertuzzi signs with Toronto, which just is weird because everyone said Bertuzzi was looking for a long-term contract. He gets a 1-year prove-it deal with Toronto. And just obviously see that guy in enemy colors is going to be weird. But we just did it with Boston. But so that guy does what he does. We released Zadina. Zadina walks away from $1 million contract.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
That was great news.
It was awesome. Yeah.
You know.
And he goes to the Sharks, like arguably the worst team in the NHL. I wish him luck, kind of. We'll see how he does.
I don't care about him.
Yeah.
See you later.
And then Darren Helm retired. Longtime Wings legend. Kind of weird to see him win one with the Colorado Avalanche, but
Always loved him.
Helm?
Workhorse, small guy,
dude.
jug, grinder. Like,
if there's any game that looked anything like, if my game looks like any players, it's Darren Helm.
Yeah.
Just like not great hands.
He was a perfect Red Wings.
100 miles an hour, speed all around, heart all you can give.
Yes.
He was great for that Stanley Cup team in 08.
He was.
Oh,
He was a huge part of that playoff run, from what I can remember.
Absolute penalty killer. Yeah, he's awesome. So yeah, I'm very, very.
He had an unreal
excited for the Wings.
shorthanded goal with the Avs in their Stanley Cup run too.
We had the overtime winner.
Yeah, that was yep.
Yeah, which he had for us to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Hats off to Darren, dude. Great fucking career.
Awesome career.
Yeah.
That's
Good
like
guy.
a Detroit guy, like I don't want to put him in this guy's category, but like a Don Kelly. Like everyone loved him, but like he did things for us. He came up clutch for us.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna know him if you're not
Following
from the
the
city
team.
or
Yeah.
following the team, but like that was our guy. You know what I mean? Like you look at the Pistons run, Mehmet Okur.
Yeah.
Like he was great for us
Yeah.
when he was with us, but no one would know him if they were outside of Detroit.
Without a doubt.
Right.
Yeah, he's just one of these he's like a third line, fourth line guy. I mean, when the Wings got rid of him, I thought his career was toast, and then he went and won the cup as a fourth line center.
You know.
Yeah, he rocks.
Good for him. Congrats, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you're a listener.
Yeah, Darren is a listener.
Thanks for tuning in, Darren.
Yeah. All right, guys, you want to dump some Kool-Aid on our heads?
Fuck yeah.
I am ready.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So next week, we're going to do a full NFL show. We're going to look at every team, every division, give you picks, all that stuff. But let's kind of talk about the Lions offseason. It was kind of funny. Like, I'm looking at everything that happened with, like, the teams. We just did Tigers. We just did Red Wings. And then, like, Lions. And it was kind of like, it feels like so much has happened, but it's really just been pure excitement. Because really
we're just
not
jacked
much
up
has
about it.
happened.
No.
Yeah.
Like we signed Teddy Two Gloves, who he stinks.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't had a good preseason game this whole time.
He wore number 50. That was, like, the highlight.
Right. I mean, Gibbs is just somebody we're jacked up about. Everyone in the city's jacked up about. J-Mo gets hurt on top of his suspension, so now he can't even get medical treatment or do anything in the Lions facility while he's dealing with the hammy stuff.
And that's confirmed, right?
Yeah, that's from what I know.
Okay. I thought I read some tweet that they were, like, still trying to confirm it. But
I'm sure there's some behind-the-scenes stuff going on. They're not just letting him, like, float in the wind with a messed-up hammy as a first-round draft pick, but it's still, like, now they're saying we're not going to see him till, what, like 5 or week 6?
I don't know. I just think the idea of a rogue JMO, if like, we're really not, like, they got to have, like, someone on him, right? They got to, like, have someone hanging out
You
with
would
him.
think, I mean, or a preferred physical trainer or whatnot outside of the team, right?
I don't know
100%.
how any of it works. If, like, they're really not allowed to use any resources to, like, there's got to be, like, a bag man, right? Like,
There has to be.
There is.
For
There is.
throwing in a
is.
bet at
There
what?
is.
The team facility.
Right.
and I
On,
heard
like
it was
an NBA game.
Yeah.
They weren't they at like a hotel?
That's
I
what I
heard. They
heard,
weren't even
yeah.
at a team facility. They were there as a team at the hotel.
That's what I heard.
So it was considered facility.
I think it's crazy how, I mean, like, my knee-jerk reaction to reading it was, like, I, like, did a whole video, like, yelling at JMO about it.
Yeah.
But then, like, you read more and you're kind of like, all right, I don't know.
Wait a second. No, I agree. Because I was kind of in the same boat as you, Frank. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, this guy doesn't give a fuck. He's this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, you got to read all the sources, buddy.
I know.
You can't jump to conclusion. That's my fault. That's on me. You know, hey. But now we're dealing with the hammy injury, and we're just hoping that he comes back, fully healthy, and because our wide receiving core is not strong right now.
Well, I don't know. I still feel good about a lot of it. Like I don't think J-Mo's the savior of it. Amon-Ra St. Brown is fucking awesome.
Top 10.
Absolute bulldog.
Of course.
I always think Josh Reynolds is overlooked as a competent wide receiver.
Yeah.
Khalif Raymond can stretch the field. Fast guy.
Marvin J, we got back.
Marvin J, veteran presence.
I agree.
Veteran presence. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is part of the wide receiving core. We're going to find out very soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, speaking of Marvin J, I was out this summer with a couple buddies in Birmingham, and we were at Rose Room, and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Marvin J they came down. They were at the bar with us.
So sick.
Yeah, it was awesome. Amon did not have one drink. This guy was absolutely dialed in. Like, he wasn't being a stiff in there. Like, he was still having a good time.
Yeah.
But he was not drinking at all. And,
Love
they
that.
were right behind our table, so we saw him the whole time. Marvin, he was getting after it.
Yeah.
He was getting after
He's a vet.
As he should.
Right,
Yeah.
I
Off
agree.
season,
Yeah.
I
summer.
agree. They were awesome though. Like, we chopped it up with them for like a good hour, like just shooting the shit, like having fun, just having like bro talk type shit, and it was a good time. Like,
Marv was the man, dude.
He is.
When I
dude.
met
He
him
was such a good
I met
dude.
him in Greektown. He's like dapped me up like he knew me for years.
Yeah. So I'm fucking rooting big for him this year.
Big time.
So, like, since he's your guys' boy, like, is he going to come to HQ
Yeah.
on,
Yeah,
like,
he'll be in
his
here for
bye
sure.
week
Him
watching games with
we'll
us?
Get him and Amon-Ra.
Okay,
It'll
good.
be awesome.
Good.
Yeah, no, they're all my boys.
Yeah.
Another pass catcher, Laporta. He'll be catching balls.
See, that's the theme that I like. You mentioned two rookies. I think that's the big thing looking into the year is since we last recorded to now, we've had a training camp and a preseason. I feel like the rookies have had an awesome summer and preseason.
They've been talking up Campbell. How
Campbell
much-
looked
yeah.
great. Jahmyr Gibbs looked great in the preseason. Everyone's saying out of camp, Laporta's one of Goff's favorite red zone targets. And
Branch.
Brian Branch is,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's the
got
next
the
Brian
most.
Dawkins.
Okay, relax.
That's what you were gonna
There
say,
we go.
wasn't it, Chandler?
Relax. He's probably the most hyped rookie right now on our roster because he's playing like a bat out of hell. Hitting, playing all over the field. He's versatile. I mean, everyone says he's CD's younger brother or clone or
We
a
might have
Tyrann
the-
Matthew
yeah.
type.
Yeah.
We might have the best safety room.
I
don't
would
wanna
think so, too.
Yeah, it's up there.
We got CD Branch and Tracy Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he tore his Achilles last year. He came back to a tough situation, but I heard he still looked pretty good.
Gardner Johnson is literally chirping every fucking person during the practice, the joint practices. Like, he's awesome.
Yes.
Mosley's coming up off the PUP list. Like, our secondary is going to be sick.
I hope so. And they did those final roster cuts or whatever for the 53-man roster, and I heard we kept 21 on offense only.
Really?
21 on offense, and the rest were defense.
Wow.
Yeah, like we have like 100 interior D linemen and secondary folks.
Defense
and we only had
wins
2 running backs,
championships.
but we just signed that guy today.
Oh, yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
What's his name? Bam Knight?
Yeah. Is it Xavion McKnight or something?
I think it's Zonovan.
Yeah, Zonovan.
I think it's Zonovan, Bam, Knight. I have no
Mims
idea.
was here for like a long weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stayed at the Sheridan and they fucking kicked him out before Monday.
Yeah, but no, I think that Bam guy, all-time name, because we cut Reynolds' rap.
Well, we got another Reynolds. We can wrap him.
The thing with that is hopefully you don't have to get that deep. You know what I mean? We've got 2 great running backs.
I know, just these
Hopefully we
seasons.
don't have to get that deep.
I know. I'm with you, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I
Can't
mean,
wait.
obviously next week we're going to do a full deep dive on them. But, yeah, boys.
There's going to be a lot of Lions content this fall.
Yeah, I'd say.
They better fucking be good.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. I mean, this team's never been more hyped. No one's ever been.
I know. I
we've
hate
never
that
been
low
more
key.
excited.
Like, I hate all these analysts blowing them and like, oh, NFC North, blah, blah, blah. It's like, where the fuck were you? Okay. We don't want you on the train now.
Yeah.
We don't need all this extra juice coming in.
We really gave them nothing to be excited about, though.
Doesn't
before.
matter. You got to be, you're either on or you're off.
Yeah.
You know? But who knows? I'm fucking jacked up. Dan Campbell, he's obviously like gone. I thought he like way he's came through 10x than what we thought.
I just have I always have this scary thought in the back of my head, a little bit, just kind of lingers back there a little bit. That's just we had one half of a good season, and what if that was just a really hot streak? And I don't know. That just lingers in the back of my head a little bit.
We did start 0-6.
Absolutely. Or something like that. 1-6.
Yeah, 1-6.
We got one.
That's
in there.
fine.
Right.
That's normal. I think we should think that. And my thought that's lingering more than the Lions aren't pretenders is that the NFC North, I think, is going to be tougher than we think it's going to be.
I disagree there, but
I think everyone's writing off the NFC North like, oh, it's wide open. There's no good teams. I honestly hate that I'm even saying this, and we'll get more into it next week, but I think people are undervaluing the Packers.
Really?
I think Jordan Love is going to be a good quarterback. Okay. Whether he's going to be a Pro Bowler or not, I'm not sure. Is he going to be a top 16 quarterback in the league? My prediction is yes.
Well, you haven't heard much about people complaining. The Packers just made him the starter.
Right.
This was the plan. They started him. No issues. It wasn't like a Trey Lance thing where it's okay, time to step up. Wait, he sucks. Let's bench him.
Right.
I disagree, and I think this is for next week's show. But yeah,
I agree. We'll dive deeper.
Yeah,
lights are getting in my eyes. Dive deeper into it next week. But that's the thought in the SOL thought in the back of my head is not. The Lions contenders? Is the NFC North as bad as we think it is?
Fair enough. We were 5-1 against them last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one damn loss, Minnesota. Brutal.
Terrible.
MSU, U of M, any college notes we want to talk about? I know a lot of people are upset that Tucker's sitting dead center in that photo. I don't know if you guys have seen that. You have seen that on the internet?
No,
Michigan fan. Oh, you haven't? So in the team photo, Tucker's sitting dead center.
He's sitting down?
Well,
or you just mean he's in the middle?
Pull up MSU team photo. It'll be the first thing that comes up. They take a team photo every year in the bleachers. Tucker's sitting dead center, and Michigan fans are trashing Tucker for this.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Okay, I got
and
you.
And this just goes further to prove how toxic this rivalry is. I fell down a thread the other day that had, it was MSU fans defending Tucker sitting dead center, and they were pulling up pictures of Lloyd Carr from back in the day sitting dead center. And I just think it's sickening. I just think this rivalry is just fucking gross.
Very petty right now.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so petty.
Very. I'll tell you what, we got Central opening up on Saturday. We're 14-point favorites. I do have a very, very bad memory of Central. Remember when we first got there as freshmen?
First game was MSU.
Remember.
2009.
How could you forget?
I was blacked out. I passed out, and I woke up, and I had because we were smoking them at halftime.
Yeah.
And they had an unreal comeback, or maybe
onside
not smoking
kicks.
them, but we were up by a decent amount. They had the onside kick, Antonio Brown Whitnunts.
Yeah.
LaFever was popping off second half, and then I woke up, and it was I had 50 texts from everyone from Central. Fuck you, loser.
It was unbelievable.
What happened?
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, so that's always my bad Central memory, but I think we get it done this week for sure. 21-point
I hope.
win.
I'm a little nervous.
I'm nervous. I have no idea what to expect out of this
My
game.
thing is it hasn't been this gloomy. Yeah, we had some years at the end of D'Antonio, but it was we still got Mark. He's got the magic in him. We
storm.
Always believed in Mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
great day for football.
It's I don't think MSU has felt this gloomy since the John L days.
Yeah.
The pre-Mark. There is no hype. They're not announcing the starting quarterback. You know what that means.
They don't know
to me, that means either they don't know or one of them hasn't proven it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they did to get any better on offense. Everyone is saying their defense is going to get better, which was a soft spot. But
people are excited we lost Peyton Thorne, who's now starting at Auburn.
Right. And my thing is, I know it's different coaching staffs, but look at the last couple Michigan State quarterbacks. All of them have regressed throughout their career. Rocky Lombardi regressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Peyton Thorne regressed.
Yeah.
Prior to them, Brian Lewerke regressed.
Big time. That was the original regress.
So it's we're on a 5-year quarterback run where
Cousins
the quarterback
and Cook was the last steady figure we
100%.
had.
So I'm just not confident in MSU quarterbacks in general, and then having this situation where we're not going to name one until we see who runs out on the field on Friday. I don't even know who else is in the
depth chart. Is it Noah Kim and who?
I got Noah Kim.
Caden Hauser.
Oh, okay.
So he was a 4-star out of California.
Okay.
But nothing around this program is breeding confidence.
Yeah.
At any level.
And if you go Galaxy Brain, the only way it does feel good is the years that it doesn't feel good are usually the years that surprise the shit out of us.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Drake released an album, so we're going to win this next year.
Pretty cash. Anything else? Anything else you boys want to touch on? Ricky won the Rocket Mortgage Classic. I was there. Not when he won, but Rocket Mortgage Classic, Jesus, was pretty good.
That was
this
a
year.
sick finish.
It was awesome. I thought it was the most ideal finish they could have ever asked for.
Absolutely.
Great finish and perfect because we win on Sunday. My buddy ended up having a suite, and because of the weather, they couldn't make it. So they started the last round at like 8 on Sunday, so it was done by like 2, which was ideal because the leaders weren't going to tee off till early afternoon anyway.
That was so stupid on Golf Network. Mm-hmm. They were playing it like 2 hours behind of what was happening. You could only watch the ending if you went on like PGA.com.
Right.
It was so dumb.
It made no sense.
Because I was watching it on TV and like trying to place bets and like I couldn't figure out what was
like
going
how are
on.
these numbers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And right before Ricky made his comeback, I took Morikawa live. I thought it was
that makes 2 of us.
I thought it was going to close.
I had Ricky, so I was happy.
Yeah, money. That's cash.
Yeah,
simp. All right, money. All right, well, the boys are getting their legs back under us. There you go. Trying to get our legs back under us for the first show back. White hot light. I think we've earned a little snack.
Yeah, I could eat.
Ooh,
I think we've earned a little snack.
Okay.
Before we get into snack time, I want to talk about my new favorite THC seltzer sold right here in Michigan, Wink. That's WYNK, Wink. Wink is a great alternative to drinking as it contains equal parts THC and CBD, no alcohol at all. I love them because they are light, balanced, and bubbly and come in 3 delicious flavors, cherry fizz, mango, and lime. I did have all 3 of them out here, but Pizzo decided to drink one of them. Next time you're at your next hangout, think about it, drink Wink. All right, so if your first time watching, 113th time watching, well, we haven't been doing this that long, but snack time. So one of us gets assigned, we have to go find a snack. The other guys don't know what it is. We try it, talk about it, rate it, see how good it is. So today, probably just broke a bunch of them, but went to the store and I found these weirdo things and I thought, without a doubt, this is the snack we're going with because this is the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life. And we got salami chips.
Ooh,
okay.
Salami chips.
Look at that tagline.
And it says meat the crunch, obviously MEAT. I don't know if this is just extremely dried out salami cuts. That's kind of what it feels like.
Like a little beef jerky almost, right?
Yeah, but jerky's got some moisture to it. These, I'm cracking them, I feel like, in the bag. So
it's like brittle.
I'm kind of excited for
they're
these.
Dry, yeah. 20 grams of protein, 0 grams total carbohydrates per serving. I guess that's a good thing. It says natural smoked flavor, added BHA with citric acid to help preserve flavor. The only reason I'm giving you this detail is because I know some people just listen to this, and I've been told we don't give enough detail on the snacks.
Fair.
And the branding of this thing would make it look like it's a healthy thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The branding is not like, I don't know, what do you got, like Takis or
junk food.
Yeah.
What was the soda I had?
Oh, yeah, ew.
Red cake soda.
Ew, hot urine.
We haven't had good snacks really in general.
No, we haven't. Chandler, the ones you brought.
No, those are good. The Ruffles.
The basketball chips.
The basketball
hoops chips.
Yeah. That was the best one probably.
Yeah. Let's get some napkins going.
The Blue Flame Takis ended up not being terrible.
They're pretty good.
Napkins, classy joint.
Well, I don't know. I know the salami gets greasy, so at least mine.
Salami mommy.
We start with thinly sliced salami and flash fry it to give it some crunch. The crunchiest salami snack we've ever had.
Okay.
Salami's chip is great straight out of the bag, but is even better, fuck, I wish I would have known, paired with mustard, jams, pickles, cheeses, and other delectable delights. Getting like a charcuterie vibe.
Yeah, very much so.
Seems a little classy for us.
Do you
We're
think
not
we're
a
getting
charcuterie
duped?
bunch.
You think it's just like salami?
No, I feel
I hear him.
like don't those feel? They feel like
You almost crush it up and like toss it on a salad.
That's
right.
what I was thinking.
Like
bacon bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, those. I'm working the bag here. If you guys want to talk about other stuff.
No, we want to watch you struggle.
Look at this. I'm pulling the fucking- All right. Well, the packaging so far. Are we rating the packaging? Because like I might have to go get scissors, boys. I don't think I ripped this right.
At least
Oh,
you
there
know
we
that
go.
shit's tight. You know, that's
Yeah,
well
there we go.
sealed.
Jesus.
Sealed, preserved.
All right.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
we go. We're
There
in.
we go. Salami
We're in.
chips.
We're in.
Here we go.
How we doing this family style?
Yeah.
Whoa, they do look like bacon bits or like
I told you,
tortilla
yeah.
chips.
All right.
All right.
Get in there. They look. Yeah. They look like
Show it to
pig's ears. Yeah. Let's hold these things up.
Look, almost like a little cracker.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with
All right.
it.
Salami chips. I fucked up the bag.
Kind of
pretty
smells
good.
like a dog treat.
They look like pig ears.
Yeah,
Like they
yes,
look like
yes.
pig ears. All right.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. It tastes like a dried pepperoni almost.
Or like really crispy bacon almost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty good to be
So there's dry as a chip could be like they're dry. There's no moisture, full crunch.
Yeah.
I definitely got extremely crispy bacon or like that one pepperoni on the pizza that just was like too close to the flame. That's
Buried
what I
in
got.
oil?
Buried in oil. Yeah, it's like black.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't hate them.
I don't hate them either.
No.
I don't hate them.
I don't know if I'd buy them.
It's not like you can't. I feel like they're not like something you eat by themselves.
Let's try it
Like
again.
instead, you know.
Yeah, let's try it again.
But like I also don't like you'd have to dip these full on in mustard.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Or like a little slice of cheese with it.
It's almost just like salty. A very salty chip.
I think I like them.
I think they're pretty good.
I don't love them, but I think I like them.
So we do 1 to 10, right?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right,
Why
1 to
not?
10. I'm going.
It's a weird one.
I'm gonna go salami chips.
You can do point
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mixing
I'm gonna
the
do. I'm gonna do salami chips at. Gosh, it just feels right. I'm gonna go 5.9
Okay.
salami chips.
5.9.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Lou?
Man, I'm pretty close to that too. I think I'm a little bit higher though. I'm gonna go like 6.2.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go a little higher than both of you guys. I kinda like them, but they're not fantastic. I'm gonna go 6.7.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't clear the 7 mark, because 7 would probably be something I buy again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
feel like if it's 7, like you're going back for more. 100%.
Yeah. I'm not mad we tried them.
But I'm never like gonna go out of my way and buy these again.
I'm never gonna be like, man, I need. Oh, and they were expensive. I should note
They
that.
look expensive.
This
by the
should be
packaging.
this should be part of the bit. We should
Okay.
say the price.
Okay, so
You're actually that changes everything about whether these are good or not. So this little bag that we've pretty much eaten, it's like gone.
Half of it wasn't chips. It's just like fucking crumbles at the
Crummies.
bottom.
I
yeah.
think I kind of crunched them a little bit
Okay.
when I went to go pick up the bag. I
Regardless.
could kind of feel my hand go through the thing. But dude, this was $9.99.
whoa,
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, they're not so good anymore, are
Fuck
they?
no.
Yeah, they
I'd
kinda
rather get beef jerky.
$9.99.
Yeah, dude, you can get 2 hot and readies
Yeah, dude.
and just grill the pepperonis.
Mamma mia.
Hi, papi. No, dude, yeah, it was they were $9.99.
I was
Holy
gonna guess
shit.
like $6. Mm-hmm. That was where I was
And
at.
that's still pricey.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, 100%.
These are $10.
A 10-piece on salami chips. Whoa.
Well, because I checked out and I couldn't fucking believe it. I just grabbed them. I was like, oh, salami chips? That's weird as hell.
Yeah.
Then I rang them up and I was like, oh, God.
No turning
So
back.
I sent a Venmo request to you guys. But yeah, $10. $10. All right. I mean, we're going to eat them. We're going to get our
they're
money's
fine.
worth. Got to now.
I mean, you
They're
have
very
to now.
salty, dude. Very salty.
I think
Salt of the earth.
I think it's that bacon. It's like the overcooked bacon no one wants, and then like your mom leaves it. Or I don't know. My mom used to do this. Leave it in like a paper towel on the counter
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
a while, and then like middle of the day you walk by it and you like grab one and eat
Yeah,
it on the
yeah.
way out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting out of this. All right.
$10. Fuck.
10 skins, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Jeez.
All right. Let's move into over under. The first one. See, yeah. These are salty and dry.
They are, dude.
We're all hacking over here.
The first one in the new space, Jerry has sent these over, and I should note that Jerry now, has an expanded role with Champagne. He's helping a lot on the finance side because I can barely count to 10. So he's making sure I don't spend all the company's money on $10 snacks every week.
Well, he failed week 1.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a text. And it's, even like using the credit card for the company, like I had to wait 2 hours for Chase to get Jerry on the phone to like approve my purchases. So that's like where we're at. All right, so here we go. Jerry wrote, welcome back, over-unders. He said LGRW and go Hornies. For those who don't know, Jerry lives in Kirtland, Ohio, and he coaches the Kirtland Hornies JV team. I don't know if I'm giving away too much info here, but
No,
I think people know this. And they're the Hornets. They're the Kirtland Hornets, but we call them the Hornies because that's a better name. So go Hornies, go Wings. Number 1 on the list. I'm going to start with Chaney football here. We'll save you for last, Lou, because you're going to love this one. Number 1, Thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms. Wow. I mean, this is, to me, it's an obvious one. Thunderstorms, underrated. They're great. We've had a lot these past 30 days.
So much
and
rain.
When you're laying down at night and you hear that rain start to beat on the roof, you hear the thunder rumble in the background. Nothing like it. Thunderstorms in the middle of summer are great to end an evening. Underrated.
I kind of liked how you were describing that. It kind of made me think we should do like an ASMR like album like us, and it's just like the soft beat of rain, and you're like narrating. It's like a thing to fall asleep to. Thunderstorms absolutely underrated. Agree with everything you said. Fun fact: the day I moved into this office was like I would say like the craziest storm of the summer, but I feel like we've had so fucking many.
Dude, especially like late August, these last 3 weeks, it's been crazy.
It's been nuts. But if anybody was watching the Instagram, the walls were crying here. So like the rain actually comes through the holes. It's a nice place. Comes through the holes on the wall, and like branches are like hitting the glass window. And I was like, man, if this is an omen for moving in. But love thunderstorms.
Good content.
Could use a little less this summer, but I do love thunderstorms. Underrated.
Yeah, I'll have to follow suit. We had our first game actually for Stony Creek. I coach varsity football over there, and
No big deal.
on Thursday. Yeah, what are you gonna do? And we had the last fourth quarter. There was like 5 minutes left in the game. It was like heat lightning, like crazy all around us, and then probably like maybe within a half hour, it just kept getting closer and closer, and it was just humid. It wasn't raining, and then it just started like striking lightning, so they called that we had to finish the game the next day. But it looked so cool. Like it wasn't raining.
Heat
it's
lightning's
just
wild.
dry.
Yeah.
And then like it started off with heat lightning, and then the bolts just started coming down, and by the time we like got out of there and drove back, it was downpouring. But fucking sweet, underrated. Love
Man,
thunderstorms.
Jerry really got us going there.
Yeah.
I knew you'd be excited, so I saved you for last. Okay. Number 2, I'm going first. Number 2, Facebook memories. Facebook memories. This will I'm going to say they're underrated because the ones I've been seeing lately, I've kind of enjoyed seeing. They're kind of funny. They're good. Definitely a few of them though I've seen, and I'm like, that needs to come off the internet. Like it's been 13 years now. That's time. It's time to pull that bad boy down. But in general, I think I like them. I think it's kind of just funny to look back at all the you'd have one weekend out and some girl would upload 37 photos, and it was just that was just a different time. No one does that anymore.
No.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. But I do think they're underrated. Good time, prime time of us being our heyday.
Yep.
Underrated.
Is it on me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And because Facebook was 2 eras. When we first got Facebook, it was all the homies, all the people you were friends with. There was no family. There was no business.
Yeah.
So it was just raw is war on some of them. And I see some of these fucking posts I posted 13, 12 years ago.
Bad.
I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yes.
So I love seeing that stuff. It's funny to look back and reminisce on. Underrated.
Gosh, we're all just going to be Three's a Company today.
Sims.
Huh?
We're happy to be back.
Yeah.
So underrated. Like you guys said, you just reminisce on the good times. So underrated Facebook memories.
Beauty. Number 3 on the list, Lou, I got you up. Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's.
Ooh, this is a hot topic.
Yeah, I like this.
I like Jimmy John's. I am a fan. It's not my favorite sub place. It's far from the worst sub place. I'm fucking
We are,
salted.
dude, I am choking. I am fucking choking on these pepperoni bits. Or not even, what are they, salami
Maybe
bits?
it's that gnat that's flying on 'em.
Yeah, dude, I know. And the gnat is really, there's this gnat that just keeps landing on every piece I've eaten.
Dude, yeah, so I love Jimmy John's for lunch. Quick, fast. It always tastes good to me. I have no issues. Underrated. Jimmy John's.
You have to just know what you're getting with Jimmy John's. You're not going to get a hot sub. You're not going to get this fancy, overly huge sub. But like you said, for lunch, Jimmy John's is clutch. The gargantuan, maybe late night in college, we got it a couple times after the bar.
You're a dog.
So I'm going to say Jimmy John's underrated.
Yeah, so, following suit again, bunch of sheep in this crowd. But I gotta give a big shout out to Jimmy John's. Like, is it my favorite sub in the world? No, it's not.
Right.
Is it the sub I've probably eaten the most in the past 3 to 5 years? Absolutely, because they stick to exactly what they say they are, which is like fast, fresh, and like available. So like anywhere you search, they're within 5 miles of you. You know you're gonna get a fresh sub. It's very rare. So like I used to get Subway a lot in high school, and I feel like that was like our sub place probably for our high school days. And you would get a rogue sub that was just like inedible. You'd go to a gas station one that was like with a KFC with a mobile, and you were just like, this one,
Gutter.
I got a funky piece of chicken. This sucks. Jimmy John's, I don't think it's ever happened. Maybe one time, but like I don't remember it. They're just so fast, efficient, and fresh. I think they rock, and it's like my go-to when I'm in a pinch.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so I like Jimmy John's a lot. What's your go-to sub for it?
I get the number 9
So do
with
I.
Italian nightclub?
Add hot peppers.
Or
Yep.
Bootleggers Club, add provolone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, so they started asking now, do you want to add cheese? Because so many people, they didn't realize.
That's a salt, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No chance.
They blow my
Always.
mind, though, too, because, like, they use Hellman's mayonnaise. They use Starkist tuna. There's nothing special
No.
going
No.
on.
Nope.
They just do it. Yeah.
Keep
that's
it simple.
Yeah, right. You guys are dogs for always getting the Italian nightclub. Maybe I'm just, like, that puts me to sleep a little bit. That's a big one. So I go veto. I go veto, add mayo.
All right.
That doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. well,
Then what else do you eat?
yeah. Ass. All right, number.
Congrats.
Then I'm full. Number 4 on the list. You had Jimmy John's first?
I did, yeah.
You're gonna
I
keep
think-
track
yeah,
of this.
yeah.
Okay, you're up. Number 4. Jets on Hard Knocks or Jets in general?
Ooh.
Channing.
Okay,
football.
so I'm going to say both of them. Maybe this has been my answer for every one of them. Underrated. I think the Jets, I've said it before, we'll talk about it. I'm actually not going to say what the Jets are going to do this year. Tune in next week.
Okay.
You'll get to hear it. But Jets on Hard Knocks, I think they got a lot of characters. They got Rodgers, Sauce Gardner. They've got a lot of good guys that I want to see. Big personalities and good players at that. So with that, I'm going to say Jets are going to be underrated on Hard Knocks and underrated this year.
I'm going to go overrated. I can't speak for Hard Knocks. I haven't watched it. I'll be completely honest. Hand up on that one. I'm going overrated on the Jets. I'll rant about it next week, but I've found myself just rooting for their demise and finding myself believing in their underachievement. And maybe I'm just a hater of Aaron Rodgers at this point, but that's what I'm going with. He's smugging too much for me.
Hey, I don't hate it.
Overrated.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit with you, Frank. I'm gonna say overrated. I think they're a 500 team this year, and I'll save the rest of that for the later episode. But I see a lot of Denver Broncos getting Russell Wilson, getting all their guys. Jets doing the same thing. I think they're gonna be a middle of the. I don't think they're gonna be as bad as the Broncos were, but I think they're gonna be a 500 team. Overrated.
We've been teased so many times. We wanted to like just dive headlong into it for so long. So good on us for not jumping into it. All right, number 5 on the list. I'm pretty sure Jerry's given us this one before, but it's fine. We'll give him a pass. He's only done like 217 of these. Number 5, jeans. Jeans. Now, it's an interesting one. Like, for me, my knee-jerk is underrated, like, all day. Like, jeans are American staple. Denim, gotta love them. And then I was thinking, like, I am trying to think of the last time I threw on a pair of jeans. I have, obviously it's summer and we're wearing shorts and stuff, but even like right now I'm kind of wearing like the athleisure pants type deal. And I wear those like a lot more. And when I have the option, like even going to work, I'm like, I get these are a lot more comfortable. They're more durable. They'll last longer during the day. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but that being said, I'm not going to argue against a nice pair of jeans. I'm going to say underrated, but didn't even realize how little I've supported jean wear in the past year.
Yeah. Is it me?
Yeah.
I agree, Frank. Like I do like I have like 2 pair of jeans that like are my go-tos that are like they got the nice feel. They're a little stretchy still. They feel good, but like I don't ever really wear jeans that much. Like I'm athletic pants, like Lululemon dressy, like work pants most of the time. So it's like I hate to say overrated.
It's tough.
Wow.
It's tough.
Wow.
Doesn't feel American.
I've made the shift, obviously. I got Lululemon pants or whatnot, but like, I don't know. There's still nothing like a good jean to me, to be honest with
Someone
you.
had
like,
to say it.
Blue jean baby.
I don't know if you guys saw, but like, I'm a truck guy now. Like, dude, I need some Wranglers. I mean, I just jeans. There's something about jeans. So jeans are American. I'm
like
gonna
joggers.
Yeah. These are sweats. You go sweats or jeans. You know, Lululemons. You could toss them in.
Mountain
there.
Dew.
I've got like
You're dressed like a
55 pairs.
Miata guy right now.
I'm gonna say jeans are underrated. Jeans
Get some
are
salt,
American. Frank can't help
You want to
himself.
fucking dump this down your gullet?
I was about to eat the rest of the salami chips, and then I realized I was gonna have to talk again.
That pinch was 75 cents.
It literally was like you could see the salt flare up, and like the gnat got caught in my
The
fingers.
gnat died from the salt intake.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got overrated on the jeans?
Underrated.
Underrated
on
is
the
what I meant.
jeans.
Yep. Pizzo's the only one on American.
Yeah,
I guess so.
exactly.
Fuck
Look at
me,
this
huh?
guy.
All right, boys. Well, that was the return episode, the welcome back episode 113. We appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget to share, let people know this is happening. Follow on all the social medias, newsletter to subscribe to, store to shop at. We're coming at you guys twice a week. So next week we'll be back a week from today. We'll be missing next Sunday because these two are out of town. I'll be creating content for you guys, but then after that, right after the Lions home opener, you're gonna have a Monday morning show and a Thursday morning show pretty much every week, unless the Lions schedule is different or holidays or things in between. And we have a lot more fun stuff coming for you. So we appreciate all of you, whether you're just liking, supporting, buying shirts. If you want to sponsor this show or any piece of champagne, it all goes a long way. So we appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.
Good to be back. Hey, good to be back. Let's fucking rock and roll. Headquarters official, Channy, Frank, Mike, here to serve you. Have a good night.
Fall's back, football's back. See ya.
See ya.